streamers, hear me loud and clear. Is ready. Today, as you can see by the title of the stream, we're only gonna be doing VOD reviews. Wonderful. Working. We're gonna be doing VOD reviews today. Been excited all day for this? Oh man, I'm so happy you're excited for this. That makes me excited for this now. Let's get it. YouTube stream. Oh well. We're on Twitch. We're good. Give me 1 second. I already have your video, your VOD ready to go. I clicked into the game. Get YouTube sorted. Loves to disconnect. Alright, looks like it's sorted. Oh. Okay. Let's jump into it, yeah? Let's just jump into it, yeah? Oh shit. If you guys come up with any issues, let me know. It is feeling fuzzy today. If I'm stuttering, if things happening. Okay, so our first. Okay, so we're doing two actually. We're gonna be doing two. It's from Pre, rank Platinum 1, Diamond 3. I'm a console flex player that's recently picked up Ultron. This game I start off on Mag and switch to Ultron at 7 minutes or so. Play him for the rest of the offense. I thought we were doing well until the very end. We couldn't get the. On defense, things fall apart and I end up switching to characters. But I also probably was switching too much. I tend to do that. For further information, I was 122. We can figure all of that. I'm not reading all that. We can figure that out in the game. We can figure that out in the game. You don't have to forgive me. As soon as I saw stuff like that, I just glazed over. It's fine. We can get. Because that's, while they are indicators of certain things, what matters the most is what you do in the game, right? Characters like Ultron are the biggest. Ultron, Mr. Fantastic. There's a lot of characters who don't really get a lot of stats, like Vanguards, but the moment-to-moment gameplay that they do can like change the game. That's what really matters more. And that's why we do these, so that we could, hone in. Are missing some of their blind spots. We can just jump into it. It's fine. Honestly, just giving like a brief preview of the match beforehand is more than enough. All the little stats and stuff, I usually take a look at that at the end. For most of my VOD reviews on YouTube, like the actual videos, not the live VODs, you don't see me actually talking about it, but in the live streams of those VODs, which I should probably like link to in the description, I like really go into it towards the VOD. So this one is a two-parter. So I know you said you want to see Ultron, but you know what? Let's just do a little bit of everything. Let's just make you not just a better Ultron player, but just a better player overall. How about it? That's what it's all about. In the past, before I actually set up the Discord, I did it for Black Widow players. I did it for Luna players. The first one in this VOD channel is for Loki, of all people. So let's just jump into it. So you are here. Oh wow, it's gonna be fun because I play all these characters except for Mag. All right, let's get into it. For this game, you are Diamond 3. See what the bands are. Let's just skip a little bit. Moon Knight, Namor. Okay. Penny, Gambit. Yeah, that's fine. You play Mag at the beginning. Let me.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, this is your reticle. Okay. Okay, number one thing. Your positioning is key. If you're gonna start out up here, you're gonna want to move as quickly as you can, or your other players take up space. You don't want anybody else taking up space but you. You are the initiator. If you see somebody who's standing like in front of you taking up space, and it isn't like, you know, a DPS who's trying to capitalize on something, or somebody who's using their ultimate, you want to like beg, you know, give them a bubble, stand in front of them, give them your shield. So the game just started, you're taking pot shots, that's fine, but I don't want to stay there for too long. You also have the Iron Fist here, so I want to see what happens. F10, okay. Doesn't take any. I don't think you needed to bubble that early for Iron Fist. He doesn't have any CC on you. Take the side? Yeah. There's a couple of things that VOD reviews don't always show me. It doesn't show me pings. It doesn't record text chat. Some things will get lost in translation. You know, sometimes when you're trying to actually target somebody and you keep missing, it doesn't show. That's fine. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Just FYI, you don't have to bubble Iron Fist right away. Won't smoke you immediately. Well, are you solo tanking? Yeah, typical.
I will crush them all. Your attacks are futile.
So you wanna when you're using your abilities, you gotta have some purpose behind it. When you use your shield, it was just like regular fire. Like you could still tank that, and you're still being healed. You want to save your shield. For example, I should probably give a better example. I realize that. 1 second. You want to save your shield for things that you know you must block. So when you're standing in front of a Thor, when you're standing in front of an Emma, characters like that, they have certain abilities that they're like execution abilities. You know what I mean? And these execution abilities are they're like you take a lot of damage immediately. So things like Thor's lightning runes, when he's like tossing the lightning at you, that's big damage. When Emma is about to use her diamond, when Emma is about to use her crystal, that chunks a lot of damage immediately. You know for a fact that when Elsa dashes towards you, she wants to use her bigger shotgun, and that takes percentage damage. So for a tank, that's pretty lethal, right? Certain characters have certain tells to their behavior that you should learn to keep watch of. So for example, when you have a Doctor Strange who's just kind of standing around and just taking pot shots and not really using his shield for a while, and then all of a sudden he just flies up in the air, it's about to Agamotto, you know? Or even just like, you know, oh man, it's been a really long time since Rogue has ulted. I don't know when she's gonna ult. She's probably gonna ult really soon. So as soon as she makes an initiative ability, a dash forward, a jump forward, or a block or something to protect herself so that she can use her ability, that's when it's time for you to kick in, to either use your shield, to either push them away so they don't get as much mileage, you know, for Doctor Strange, for example. Things like that. Like you are the tank, and when you retreat, the whole team is gonna. Sorry, I'm touched my mic. The whole team is gonna retreat with you. So that's like a balance that you have to watch.
You are under my protection. I am sealed.
As a solo tank, there's only so much critique I could give you. It's just unfair to be like, yeah, you gotta watch the Thor, and you gotta watch this, and you gotta watch that. Like, I gotta be fair here and be like, yo, somebody is gonna slip past you. And that's up for your team to, you know, take care of that, because they're the ones who decided to choose not to go into double tank and whatever the comp is that actually beats this guy. Nobody's dead yet though, so I think you're doing a pretty good job. Like, you and your healers are doing just fine. Your DPS haven't been able to flank, to push, to disrupt. I haven't seen them do anything like that yet. So you're doing completely fine. Yes, I love that. I love that kind of behavior. I think that's fine. I'm not sure you could bubble her when she's ulting. I'm not sure you can bubble her when she's ulting, but if they ever communicate things like that, I'm pretty sure you know. Also, by the way, okay, just making sure. Just making sure. I thought you had ult. Yeah. Perfect. Well done. Well done. That was great. Great execution. That gameplay is kind of slow. It is what it is, you know? But it's methodical. It's like the slow turtle that eventually wins the race. I think your positioning is completely fine. You didn't have to do that, to be honest. You got the point. You got the point. The cart is gonna start moving automatically. If you kill her, that's, I mean, that's great. Rip the dream, rip the dream. But honestly, I genuinely, like, do you see up top right here how it says auto? Once you capture the point, there's literally no point in committing to anything. Oh, the enemy ulted? Okay, I'll just die. I spawn literally to the left in 2 seconds while the cart is moving automatically. You can't influence it to make it do it faster, to move faster. You can't, you know, like, it is what it is. And you're overwhelmingly beating them. Like, they haven't full stopped your team once. Oh, just something to keep in mind. This already happened. You made your mistake, whatever. And you know how it is with this game. Once one support ults, the other one has to ult, or you're just gonna lose. You're doing really good against him, but I would say against, like, pushing the Iron Fist away, but you could have killed him. You could have killed him. Every time you have the 3 arrows, or just even 2, use the big shot. I don't know the name of it. I don't know, but just use it as soon as you can. You know, shot, melee, burst. Shot, melee, burst. Shot, burst, shot, melee, burst. You know, like, get rid of him as quickly as you can. Your team's winning though, and it's like, I'm surprised how you're losing this. You have like 4 minutes. You have almost 4 minutes. Literally, even Cloak and Dagger is just murking the Fanta. Okay. There's a certain degree of, I gotta follow them to help them, and you're on your own, buddy. When you see the Storm moving all the way up like that after her ult, at that point, you're on your own. Storm moves all the way up there, and you have to push the cart because all of your supports are all over the place, and your DPS is all over the. I mean, they're melee DPS. They have to move forward. A melee DPS can't be sitting on the cart unless you're like on overtime and you just need as many people as you can to move it as fast as you can. Sure, but when you have this much time, your supports ideally should be on the cart. But I mean, you're doing a great job of being the payload princess. So not even derogatory. It just is what it is, you know? Like, you're moving that thing. So keep on it. As long as one person is on it, and this is how, I'll give you a little tech with the payload. There's 3 speeds for it. So 3 people is the max speed. With 1 person, it moves 0.67% faster. With 2 people, I believe it's like 0.8 something. And then with 3 people, it's 0.9. So you get diminishing returns with 2 and 3, but you get the most significant amount from 1 person. So as long as there's 1 person in the cart, it'll move essentially more than half its speed. More than half its base speed, I should say. So when your storm is going all the way at the end, and you have to chase her to help her, and your supports are like all over the place, you gotta play the objective, you gotta move that cart. Now you win the game, you move the cart. So let these guys, when you have this much open space, let these guys take it. When you're 2 vanguards, yes, take that space yourself as well. But when it's just you, you gotta play it safe. You gotta play it slow and steady. So when your storm is all the way up there, you're on your own. No, you're on your own. You know, get a health pack, learn the map, you know, figure it out, whatever. Your positioning is completely fine. But I expect when you say it's gonna go downhill, this is when it starts to get juicy, huh? Okay, so that Jeff cocked the fantastic. So your team completely fell apart as soon as the storm died. Everyone just started to get 1v1. There was no cohesive left. Now everyone's struggling to survive. When you have a solo tank and they die, and they died after a couple of people died, die as soon as you can. Die as soon as you can, so that way you can respawn with the team together and not stagger. Now you have to wait for the cloak, you know, and then you have to wait for the whoever like died last. When you're using abilities like that, you gotta. I mean, personally, this is how I play it. When there's a lot of investment type abilities, so like abilities that you have to charge up, that have high cooldowns, I would usually try not to just often as possible, unless I'm actively in combat. When you're just kind of pot-shotting and trying to get back to where you are, save it, because when you actually need it, it won't be there. Same thing when I play Mr. Fantastic. I don't use the distended grip when somebody is far away from me, unless I absolutely like need to kill them, you know, or I need to throw it out there so I can get elasticity. It's the same thing with Ultron. You don't want to dash for nothing. You don't want to shield for nothing either.
I feel like myself again.
Now, granted, with Magneto, it's just there's really no cooldown to that ability. It's just its strength, its power, its charge is gonna be a lot less. So when you actually need it to actually kill somebody, it's not gonna have as much damage as you want it to have. You're looking past the guy who's trying to kill you. You know? Like you could get away from the Emma and the Fantastic immediately. You could get let's rewind a little bit. So you bubbled against him. Once you bubble, your objective should be pushing him away, even if it deals no damage, and getting to safety, because you can avoid the Emma and the Fanta, but you can't avoid the Iron Fist. All you have to do is go this way. See? Just go this way, or go this way, and immediately... I mean, your positioning is screwed. They kind of checkmated you. There's the Magneto, Iron Fist, Emma, and Fanta. Kind of already screwed. You lost your Groot, you know. But if somebody else also died, just... 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, that's 2. See, there's somebody unaccounted for. Where's your Iron Fist? There he is. Oh, he's getting a kill. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure what your Groot did. Your Groot should have walked with you. In this map, it's hard to chase people because of those like walls that you can walk through, but you can't deal damage through. I'm assuming you're gonna switch heroes here. Okay. All right, this is all right. So being in a heal comp with Mantis and Cloak is pretty safe. They can heal you if they look up at you. You have one drone. You have one drone. Try to keep like a mental, like, from my, like, it's on your screen, you know? It's on your screen. Once it cuts, it's on. It gives you a sound effect. It gives you a visual effect. You know, like it lets you know. Either reapply it to somebody else or check up on that person, right? And that person is still fighting the Fanta. All the way back here. And you had a drone on them. You could have helped them. You could have helped them kill the Fanta. You could have helped at least push him away. You could have, I mean, what's it called? If they went Cloak and like gave him the vulnerability, that would have smoked him. And for you, he's one of the easiest targets to kill because he gets you bigger. You know, he's decent sized and then he gets bigger, even easier. That's one thing that you have to keep in mind. You have a solo tank, so one of the drones is gonna be dedicated to them. Pretty much. Even if you have healers, triple support, one of them is always gonna be there because it's an area of effect. It's a radius, and so everybody else is gonna be near the tank. Now, if let's say for example you're communicating and your other supports say, "Hey, we're gonna heal the tank," you heal everybody else who starts flanking, because Cloak, she has to see people to heal them. Mantis, to a degree, she does have to see people to heal them. You don't. So if Punisher, or I mean not Punisher, but if Panther starts spamming saying, you know, my ult is ready, my ult is ready, my ult is ready, give him a drone so you can damage boost him and he can, you know, be healed as he flanks. You know, if same thing for Iron Fist. But in this kind of situation, me normally I just default to one on the tank because they're solo tanking, and then one on either of the supports or whoever's making plays. Whatever the game necessitates, essentially, is what the other drone is. And your team right now, if you take a look at them, you've got melee heroes. They're always gonna be in the battle. So that means they're gonna be taking damage. They're not like the poke heroes. If you had a Hela and a Phoenix, they'd be in the far back. So I would have said, for sure, leave the drone specifically for your healers and your tanks. Because in comps like that, where you have poke heroes, the enemy team is going to be prioritizing the tank and the supports. But if you're in a melee, you have a melee comp like this, where you have a Black Panther, where you have an Iron Fist, those guys are going to be taking damage far away from the healers who can see them. Like Mantis and like Cloak and Dagger. And do you remember how I said when you have like poke heroes and stuff like that, the more poke you have, the more your team gets dived on? Well, it's happening to your Cloak right now. I still see only one drone on somebody. Incredible. He didn't even kill the Cloak. So that's a... I'm not sure, for those of you who are in my server and just saw the recent conversation, I'll link it. I'll have like a picture show up. So, Ultron can do a B hop when he gets CC'd in the air. So you performed it like pretty excellently. When Fanta hit you with the elongation, you dashed. And you were able to B hop. You see that? Let me give like a full rewind.
I am wounded. Only 60 seconds left.
Fantastic!
A little bit of a B hop right there. It's not something you want to intentionally do, because you're gonna get, you have to get debuffed to do it. So you don't want to intentionally do it, but something to keep in mind that you can do. This is why it's important. This is why it's important to have both of your drones up, so you have somebody to dive down towards. The entire time you had your drone on one person. Ever since it broke on the cloak, you've had your drone on one person. So I know the play. Dive down, get to your heals as much as you can. But a hero like Mantis and Cloak and Dagger, unless Cloak and Dagger has the bubble, you're not gonna get to 100 quick. And when you're in an ultimate like Mr. Fantastics that escalates, or if you're in an ultimate like Daredevil that's consistently, or Rogue that's consistently dealing damage, you need to get to healing sooner, and it needs to be more closer to you. And 2 drones increases your chances and your ability to do that. So always have 2 drones. If you don't see one, apply one.
I am wounded.
Do you have the ability that lets you toggle between 2 separate drone buttons? Because that's an option that you can do. You? Okay. Because I saw you, when you applied it to the Mantis, it took it away from the Groot. Gotta add 2 right there.
60 seconds left.
Fantastic!
Whenever something like that happens also, you have to find the most immediate like healing source. So you had your dash, right? Did you have your dash? No, you didn't. No, by the time you had it, you were dead. But let's say you use it. Okay. Okay. Just keep it practical. But when you use that last dash, you could have gone to that health pack right there. It's a little mix of knowing the map. A little bit you gotta know the map when you play Ultron. A little bit. You gotta know where you're playing. You were trying to? Yeah, I know they can knock you down. I know Fanta and you died. I know Fanta and Fist can kind of, Iron Fist, his last hit has CC, and obviously Fantastic, everything he does has CC. Totally get it.
I need assistance. That's for sure.
That's interesting though, because the Groot could have made a healing wall.
Down to 30 seconds.
How did 3 minutes go down?
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Insane, huh? How quickly you can lose a 4-minute lead?
You would have failed without me.
So yeah, I would apply 1 drone to the tank. Because I mean, look, they're the ones who are gonna take damage first. See? So they're the ones who are gonna take damage first. So he should have a drone. He should have a drone. The others are not healing him right now. Right? And you're a healer. And the fastest way for a healer to get ultimate is by healing. I mean, you can kill as Ultron compared to some of the others a little bit faster, but ultimately what drives the most amount of like ult generation is through healing. So Groot could be having a drone if you're just a little bit higher, so you can avoid the King's ground pound. Black Panther could have had a drone. Iron Fist, you could have given one to Iron Fist. Like, the further somebody is away from the team, and the more comfortable you are, the more you want to be like, what's the word? Offensive, like more forward with your drone usage. You're on attack, and the only way you're gonna win if you're on attack is by moving forward. So if you're just gonna be sitting on the cart and playing it slow and letting the enemy come to you, you're gonna have a lot more difficult fights than you are, for example, pushing up. I say this for every single. I know it sounds like I'm contradicting myself a little bit, but you were playing a tank back then, and a solo tank at that. In times like this, when you're not the solo tank, it's okay to like push up a little bit, to take a little bit of space. Obviously, you want to be cognizant of when you're about to take a lot of damage and let the tank do that. Want to fight, it's going to be a little bit easier to explain in defense. I think it's less of an offense, it's less of something you want to do in offense and more you want to do on defense. I'll explain it later on, when the opportunity comes. I know it will.
Only 60 seconds left.
Oh my god, he almost walled her off. Woo!
Against the world.
Good ults so far, good ults. You have to keep your eyes on the target though. I saw for a little bit you didn't really know who to shoot at. There's always somebody to shoot at. Oh, lovely teamwork. Lovely teamwork. That was great. That was great. You don't want to be too close. That ground pound will suck you down into the ground and it'll keep you there. You don't want to get too close. Specifically to the thing. You obviously want to be close to your teammates so that you can get the drone healing from them. But you want to do it in a way so that you still have access to your ability. Because you don't. You're earthbound now. You're somebody who could fly. That's just like, it should be a debuff that you never get unless it's somebody like Mr. Fantastic or Thor who bring you down. You know what I mean? And yes, Think can bring you down, but he wasn't targeting you. He was just moving. He was just using his dash. You should still be shooting him though. He's very low. You should still be shooting him. Okay, you have drone on one person. Just, always try to reapply.
Maximum pulse.
I mean, Jeff won the game for that, for your.
The current score is 0-2.
How much you can do. If somebody's critical and you're Ultron as a healer, I'm sorry, this is really not much you could do.
You'll need a
Yeah, kill the guy who's killing your teammate, I guess, but if it's like 3v6, not much there for you.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I love this. Yeah, do it. Break the environment so you have more room. That's your target right there. Other flying targets are always great for Ultron to fight against. Still have... Okay, you have both drones. I was just about to say, you want to give your drones to the people who are playing forward, because they're taking up damage. And if they're taking up damage, that's healing that you could do. And if that's healing you could do, that's an ultimate you could get. As long as they're playing up like that, and your team is just kind of chilling in the back, put the drones on them. Play offensive with them. Until it gets dangerous, then go back. It's always what the thing is with Ultron. There's like dynamic droning. So like
moment to moment. I'm gonna give it to this guy. I'm gonna give it to this guy. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And then there's like the backup, the just in case, the contingency. You know, the automatic, the default. And normally for me, when I play Ultron, my default is always one on the tank, whichever one is always gonna take more damage, and then one on the support, whichever one is gonna take more damage. Sometimes that's me. So what does that mean? I play low and I play with the other support. And right now, your team is at a lull state where the other team is just not moving yet. So they have a lot of room. If they have a lot of room, you want to make sure that they keep that room. And how do you make sure they keep that room? By healing them. So instead of healing the person who's all the way in the back, you can heal the person who's all the way in the front. And you can make sure that they keep fighting up here as much as you can. Like, the whole point is to win, to make sure the card doesn't move. And if they're, you know, pushing towards that playstyle, whether it's by flanking the other team or, you know, just being really offensive and aggressive, you have to support it. You can't be like, guys, we should stay back. Guys, we should do this. If you have two different opposing playstyles, your team's going to crumble. And so as Ultron, you have that malleability to be like, oh, my team is playing up? Say less. Let's go up. Oh, my team is backing up? Say no more. I'm backing up. You know? Some of the other supports, like Luna, for example, unless you're committing to the crazy dive Luna playstyles, a lot of the times you're going to be in the backline. You know, when you're playing Rocket, a lot of the times you're going to be in the backline. When you're playing Jeff, a lot of the times you're going to be in the backline. But when you're playing somebody like Ultron, you have that, like, a capability to play upwards. You're in the air. You could fly around. You could be anywhere you want in the map. So if you had the drone on the Iron Fist, I mean, A, you could have healed him. B, he could have not been stupid. So as much as I'd like to give VOD reviews for what you can do, I don't want to get you in trouble for something that somebody else did, you know? Like, there's a limit to how, like, aggressive you want to play. This is, well, you found out. That's the limit. But you see how your team is still fighting? So as long as you're still fighting and you're able to keep it up, keep it up.
I have a shield, but
Now you see how, like, you're starting to slowly lose ground. Now it's gonna be around time for you to start switching the drone, because they're gonna have access to your healers. You lost somebody who has a drone, right? If you lost somebody who has a drone, you have to reapply it to somebody else. There you go. Keep him up, enhance him. There you go. Get that storm away from him. Get away from her. Dude, you saw her use her lightning. Where? Bam! Right there. Do you see how obvious that is? And that's a big radius too, because she's on the ground. That was your cue to leave. Not only that, but they were support ulting. But once you heard us against the world, like, your Groot did get picks. I mean, look at that. Jeff and Star-Lord are dead. But you are still, you know, at risk of dying. Because they have us against the world. That means somebody's going to survive and still be able to deal damage. And the easiest person to kill in your team is you. You are the easiest person to kill. Not the Invis, who could self-shield. It's not the, you know, Mantis, who could sleep and heal herself, unlike you. You know, it's not the Groot, who could put up walls and has the biggest health pool. It's not the Iron Fist, who can block and has movement, wall run, double, triple jump. You know, it's not the Scarlet Witch, who has the intangibility, little dash, who has a stun. It's you. You are the easiest one to kill. So, well, what did Storm do? She killed you.
Chassis online.
I mean, your team should be winning, But both you and the Invis kind of ulted. If it ever feels like a little too late to ult, and you're like, should I ult? Should I ult? Should I ult? It's usually too late for you. If you're thinking, should I ult? It's usually too late for you, especially if you're Ultron, right? Because with Ultron, you have a 9-second duration for your ultimate, but you don't start shooting until 2 seconds. And when you don't start shooting in 2 seconds, your projectile hasn't reached somebody still. So you're not healing, you're not immune, you're still very vulnerable unless you dashed, you have extra HP and you have movement speed, but you're not healing yourself. What did I say? Yeah, okay. And your projectiles haven't reached the person yet. So when you say extermination and then you shoot, you still have to, it's still going to take time for your projectile to travel to the person. But if you're thinking, oh man, everyone's critical, I have to heal them, it's too late for you. You know, unless you're literally on the ground, because that's like the fastest way for the projectile to travel. You have to keep that in mind. Extermination. 1 second. And then, do. That's way too much time in between. Oh, everyone's critical. Ah, it's too late. You know, compared to Mantis. Get friends, gather around, you know? It's instant. Q, everybody's healed. 100%. You know, Rocket, Invis, they have to place it, sure. But once they place it, everybody's getting healed. Luna, insta-heal. Gambit, once he locks on his teammates, insta-heal. Ultron, give me like 1 to 2 business days and I'll get you some heals, you know? Gotta mail it in first. Give him the drone, give him the drone. He went right in front of you, just give him the drone. Even if he could self-heal. Even if he goes for the health pack. You have 2 drones? Nice, okay, perfect. Yeah, it's your cue to leave. Oh, you almost got him. Where are you going? Where are you going? Your team is winning this? That's incredible. Okay, so there's a couple of things that you could have done. There's a couple of things that you could have done here. When you inevitably kind of made your way back here. So yes, you avoided the storm ult. Perfect. That thing will like destroy you. That thing will destroy. Yeah, I know, the sensory overload. I could tell. That's fine. It happens, dude. Sometimes even for me, I'm just like, what am I going? What's going on? You know, it happens. So you avoided the storm ult. You're still alive. That's great. You are at 400 HP. That's something that's very rare for a lot of people. Let's see. Your Mantis got smoked. You have your Invis. I would have, as soon as that happened, I would have stood right beside the Invis. I would have stood right beside the Invis. It just gives somebody, it just gives the enemy team something else to shoot at as well. Right now, in their point of view, all they see is the Invis. If I were to go to their cloak, that's all she sees is the Invis. If I were to go to their Star-Lord, that's all he sees. But if you were there with him, he'd be like, do I shoot the Invis? Do I shoot you? All the while, both of you are getting healed, and you're healing each other. It's going to be harder for him to kill one person and then kill the other. Whereas here, all he has to do is just shoot the Invis, even if she's getting healed. It's 30 HP per second. 1v2. Odds are still against her. But if you were in front of her with the 402 HP that you have, you would have been able to even the odds. You almost killed him. You almost killed him. Imagine if both times you were like at the position the Invis was, which was right here. Imagine if you and the Invis were right here. You would have shot at him once, zoop, would have been able to shoot at him again. And just FYI, when it comes to playing Ultron, there's like 5 public enemy number 1s on enemy team that you just have to like either, all right, it's time for me to swap, or I really have to watch my corners, use cover, and stick to my other healers who can see me. Like not even like not even like telling them, hey, heal me, I'm low. Literally being in their face at all times. You know what I mean? So Star-Lord is one of those 5. Star-Lord will hunt you down. A good Star-Lord will always hunt you down. It can move in the air so easily, it's not even funny. Right? Number 2 is Hela. Hela Phoenix. Public enemy, like they will shoot you down. Punisher is another one. And then after that, I would say it's a mixed bag of anybody who's like constantly targeting you. So somebody who could reach you easily, like a Thor, like a Fanta, like an Iron Man. Characters like that. But like the ones who could like just kick you out of the air immediately, those ones you want to be ready to switch characters just in case. You know, you don't want to give them that free kill, essentially. Not free like as in you're free, but you know what I mean? Like they have an easier time killing you than you do dodging them. So you swap here.
There are always more of me.
What do you swap to? You have 2 supports.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep
Oh, you
up
can't
the
swap here. You
momentum.
have to go to a spawn room. Which is always something you should do, by the way. If you lose an objective and you're stuck at the previous one, go to the next one because you're gonna get spawn camp. Your team has her name completely escaped me. Frost. There it is. You don't have BP anymore. Legendary. Get out. Get out. Yeah. Get out. I'm out. You know? Just don't even go to your team. Get out. Because where is he gonna be? He's gonna be in the air. Your Storm, you're in the air. You really don't have like cover to use easily. See? He doesn't even have to look at you. She got the finishing kill, but I mean a second longer and he would have.
You can't strike down a god.
Me personally, if I'm going up against Thor, Storm, and Iron Fist, I wouldn't, and Star-Lord, I wouldn't want to play in the air anymore. I would want to stick to the ground. I would want to use Groot's walls. I would want to use Emma's shield, Biz's shield, you know what I mean? Like I want to take advantage of their abilities. If you're in the air, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to sort of deal with all of those guys and to still, you know, get healed and survive and get kills.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
A little help, please.
But if this is like a comfort pick for you, like this is what you do best at, then by all means, you know what I mean?
Beware, enemies.
Like this stream's a little bit of a dialogue, so I'll finish this one because you're no longer playing Ultron, and then we'll go into the next one. So when you come back, I'll give like a huge critique, and then
Here to be helpful.
My power knows no bounds.
Get that vehicle moving.
no
again.
worries, it's all right.
Enemy in front of us.
I found my weak spot.
Us against the world. I need it.
I will keep them from moving.
Don't want to be in this.
Ease down.
A storm is brewing.
Behold the god of thunder!
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
Get that vehicle moving again. Double
Why did you
kill.
guys lose this?
I am Groot!
You're in my storm. You belong to me.
Morty, you're in this.
Good as new.
I am Groot!
Shock him, shock him. There you go.
They can't defeat the wind and thunder.
You played off stream, DJ? I have not, man. Honestly, I have not even been able to play comp. Literally since the last Sunday. Like, genuinely. I've played quick play here and there, but I just haven't had the... You know what I mean? Like, when I want to play ranked, I want to sit down, I want to get like 2 hours in and just play ranked. I don't have that. I don't have that like 2-hour window of just dedicating to ranked. 30 minutes, I have like 40 minutes, you know. Maybe I could stretch it to an hour, but if I have to stretch it, then I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? Things like that. So this week has been really hectic. Even today. Today, my stream was late because I had a midterm today on a Sunday. I know, crazy. We had a storm. What was it called? We had a storm pretty much all this week, and it delayed a lot of my classes, and it pushed them into further down the week. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I've been having non-stop assessments. So that's why my stream is later today because of that. I mean, I killed it, the midterm. It was... But how's your week so far been? It's been a good week. I know my uploads have been super scarce. It's been killing me. I know. Killing me. But I once I have enough time, like I have the recorded footage. I have everything I need. I just need to sit down and dedicate like 4 hours to do it. And then, you know what I mean? It's all good, Dak. If you don't watch it live, you could always watch it a VOD. It's totally fine, dude. And you could always come to the Discord and say, hey, at this timestamp, you know, what did you mean by this? I'll elaborate for you. I'll watch it back and I'll elaborate for you. Yeah, it's been a good week. I'm glad you had a great week. And this season, honestly, probably after, I'm not even gonna lie to you, this season has felt like season 5 times 2. I don't understand. Like, it just, like, the meta has been so stale. Even from season 4, if we're being honest. Like, season 4 was when all the season 5, I want to say, was when all the crazy shit came out. The new self shield, right? That was because of Daredevil. The Rocket's mobility nerfs. Elsa, no, not Elsa, but like the Gambit ults not being changed from 5.5, from 6 to 6.5. So that's 3 patch cycles, 5.5, 6, 6.5, that they could have done changes to Gambit's ultimate that people have been crying about since he came out. I could rant all day about this. I made a video ranting all day about this. But you know, it's a bad meta. And you know what? If the leaked changes are what's coming for Fanta, I'm happy for it. I don't think he's going to be in ban territory because there's always going to be characters who are way... It's going to take like so much for Mr. Fantastic to be like, yeah, we got to ban this guy. He's a problem. It's going to take so much for that to actually happen. Do you know how many other characters have to be brought down so low for Mr. Fantastic to be considered S tier or A tier? So, like, it's so much has to change for the game for that to happen. So much. Okay, when it comes to playing Iron Man, use the laser. Use the laser. That's your killer. That's your killer beam right there. Use the laser. You want to use the shots when you're on long range, like really, really long range. Like, let's say you're playing the Asgard map and you're on defense and the enemy team is coming out of the spawn. That's when you want to start using the pulse, when you're really far away. But when you're like fighting at this range, use the laser. Because, yeah, I know, but at the same time, it's like the pulse can be healed through because there's a little bit of time in between each shot. And travel time in between each shot too. So if you hit somebody with one shot, you have to shoot the second shot, you know, like the animations between shooting, and then your thing has to travel. But the beam doesn't have to travel. It's hit scan. It hits right away.
Down to 30 seconds.
Hurry up.
I would not have dipped back in there.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
I would not have dipped back in there, but not like you gotta stop the cart anyways. Yeah, so here's the thing: you're playing a lot of flying heroes against heroes who could bring you down. That's not something you want to do. You wanna play flying heroes when they don't have counters against you. You know, they have a Star-Lord, they have a Punisher, they have a Thor. You're gonna have a hard time in the air, you know. And this is a map where you don't have that much verticality. Let's be honest. If there's a roof in a map, it's hard to be a flyer. Or a ceiling, I should say. Alright, Fanta, we love this.
The numbers aren't in our favor.
Here it is. A little extra. He died. A little extra. To be honest, you're also probably gonna die too. They could all shoot at you. Oh, there you go. You survived. You did not. I was right. Yeah, with poke, you really want to be careful. You don't want to engage unless you have your.
I am Groot.
I know. The cart's moving. They have a minute. Honestly, though, a minute, and you could still win. You could still win, even if you're desperate. If there's a minute under, so like 59 seconds, essentially, you could still win. Always, you could still win because that's how long a single fight can take.
Don't let anything stand in your way.
You could fight up
Only
there
60 seconds
with
left.
your team for a full minute, and then all it takes is one ultimate, one kill,
God of Thunder.
and you could win. That's all it takes right now. One kill. Your team is losing. Your team is staggering. Your team needs to back up. Okay. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do. Use cover. Use cover. You're already stopping the cart. Use cover. Stand like literally right here so they don't shoot you. Or yeah, you want to stop the cart. So like stop right here so they don't shoot you. No, you don't have to take that damage. You don't have to actively be fighting them to stall and win the game. You want to use as much cover as you can so that way they have to move towards you. And if they're moving towards you, you can move away from them. You know, ring around the rosy. Just make it very difficult for them to hit you as long as you're still stalling the cart. You don't have to be in their face. If you're in their face, you're just gonna get shot at. Literally, yeah, you don't have to leave the cover of the payload. You could have been taking pot shots from right here. You have that range. You're Mr. Fantastic. You have that range. You're like a projectile melee hero, Mr. Fantastic. That's kind of the mindset you want to have with him. Because with other melee heroes, Daredevil, Black Panther, Spider-Man, you know, Iron Fist, Magic to a degree. Yeah, Magic, literally, not even to a degree. She just has her one slash ability. They have to be in somebody's face to get hits, to get damage, to get kills. You don't. As Mr. Fantastic, you could literally fight from, technically, a certain amount of range. I think, like, what? 10 meters? Yeah, let me just make sure, actually. Been a minute since I checked, but my brain is telling me 15. Brain is telling me 15. I was right. You literally have 15 meters of melee range to punch somebody, and it's a sweep. So from your body to the end of your fist is where you could literally deal damage. That entire 15 meters is where you could deal damage if you cleave. So you don't have to be in front of the enemy. You could be behind the cart and perfectly execute that just fine without getting damaged. Okay, when you're ulting as Mr. Fantastic, another thing, and I said this before in my last week's VOD review. When you're ulting as Mr. Fantastic, unless you want to literally go far, I mean, this is the channel for that, so, you know, word. But there's two things, Mr. Fantastic. You can go far. If you want to go far, you look forward. You want to, like, stay where you are, you look down. And so, when you ult right here, you want to hit the, you know, you want to hit the Jeff, you want to hit the Cloak, you want to hit the Punisher who isn't in the Cloak ult yet, look down. Once you hit him there, look down. And you'll be able to, oh my god, ults are just flying out. Ults are flying.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Yeah, there's two ways to climb in this game. A lot of people say play healer, play tank, play DPS, whatever. There's two ways to climb in this game. Mastering your one hero, or being a jack of all trades in other heroes. Essentially being a flex. And the best way to play is by knowing what other people do. What other abilities do, how long it takes for their abilities to come back once they use it, certain tells that they might exhibit when they are, you know, about to play their character. For example, if you've never played Doctor Strange, you'll never know the tells of like, oh, this is when he's gonna ult. This is when he wants to use his ult. In these certain conditions. You know? But when the moment you play Doctor Strange, you're like, oh, I understand from his perspective, I would do this at this time. So now when you go up against a Doctor Strange, when you go up against, you know, a certain hero, you're like, if I put them in this situation, if I put them in this circumstance, I can bait them into using this ability. I can bait them into using this ultimate. And Mr. Fantastic is good at that because he can provide a lot of pressure. He could survive and sustain for a very long time. You know, with his inflated, with the shields that he gets, with his rubber mode where he goes into like the big pancake. And you could see like, oh, I'm gonna dive the Luna. I know if I see this ability, she's gonna use her ice on me. If I'm fighting the Mantis, she's gonna use her sleep on me. You know, if I fight Cloak, she's probably gonna ult me or she's gonna push me. So I have to make sure that when I jump her, or when I dive towards her, or when I fight her after I see her use that ability. No? I use my ultimate after their Cloak and Dagger has used their ultimate. Unless you are the trigger for them using their ultimate. If that happens, it happens. You know, it is what it is. A lot of support ults are reactive. You're rarely gonna get a support ult that's like proactive. That's the word. Escaped my mind. Proactive. Rockets might be proactive. Gambits might be proactive. Jeffs are proactive. For the most part, like Cloak and Dagger, Invis, Luna, Mantis, they're never going to be proactive. They're usually going to be reactive. Yeah, spamming is like, certain characters can get away with spamming and certain characters can't, right? It's the kind of character that you play. You know, if you're playing Adam Warlock or Loki and you spam your abilities, you're going to have nothing left for literally so much time. But then if you play somebody like Squirrel Girl, who is the definition of spam, she has an ability that resets her cooldowns. Like, you know, let's say you use your stun, and then you reset your cooldowns, and then use your stun again. Your regular stun will be back up. Mr. Fantastic is one of those characters too, where you could actually get away with spamming a lot because a lot of his cooldown abilities are like, what, 6 seconds or less? If you have charges too, you want to be careful. You want to like, but Daredevil's another spam character, my goodness. As long as he generates heat, he's going to be dealing damage, throwing those batons. But you get the gist, right? You just have to know the character you're playing and you have to know the character you're going up against. That way you choose your battles. And you could choose battles that you could win. So, one thing that I have to say, and this isn't necessarily Ultron, because you played a whole host of characters here. It's hard to give critiques specifically to Ultron. We'll look at that in the next game. But in this game, you want to avoid swapping to a lot of heroes. You want to avoid that as much as you can. I would say, yes, absolutely. That's literally the point I was going to make. You want to focus, you want to, like, for me, here, I'll show you. Before I go to your next game, I'll show you my, like, my what's the strike squad. These are the characters. It's so small. It's such a small roster. And even then, I don't play Bucky all that much. Everybody else, I have, like, a Lord icon on. Everybody here, except for Gambit, I have a Lord icon on. These are the... And Deadpool, because he just came. I do play Deadpool healer. I've been playing him quite a bit, actually. I've been putting quite a bit of time on him. But, and Bucky is somebody I want to learn. Honestly, he shouldn't be on the list, but I keep him there because it makes getting to Fanta fast. But this is my comfort pick, right? If I want to be in the air, I have Iron Man, I have Ultron. You know, if I want to be on the ground, I have, you know, if I want to play anti-dive, I have Fantastic, I have Bucky. You know, if I have to pick a different support, let's say Jeff isn't working, Ultron isn't working, I have Rocket. If the enemy team is playing a Phoenix and I can't play Rocket, I can play Loki. Go back to Jeff. No, I can figure things out. I could go Deadpool healer. You know what I mean? If he's available. You know, if I want to play aggressive, if they have a lot of like diver heroes, I could go Thing. I could go Penny, whichever flavor that I want to play. Depends on the map. If I have to play like a shield tank, I have a shield tank. But I don't have the entire roster. I have under 10. I have what? 3, 6, 9. I do have more than 10. But these are my, like, the game's been out for a year, so I mean. But yeah, you don't wanna swap to, even if you have all of these characters mastered, you don't want to swap to all of them in a game. Yeah, you want to have like 3 to 4. I would say 2 in each role. 2 in each role is the sweet spot. Doesn't matter if they're similar heroes. It could be like literally Rogue and Venom. It could be, you know, Iron Fist and Daredevil. It could be, no, healers are kind of different, like Cloak and Luna, for example. You know what I mean? Like, they could be similar. Doesn't matter. The reason why is because if one isn't working, there are abilities in the other that could work. And the more you swap heroes in a match, the less ultimates you have. That's the biggest thing. That's the point that I wanted to get to. The more swapping you do, the less ultimate you have. And in this game, right now, the state that this game is, teams lose or win depending on how well they use their ultimates. Do the supports double ult? The DPS waste their ults? Do the tanks lose their ults when they die? A team that can capitalize on a team failing to use their ultimates is the, like, you are a surefire guaranteed to win. And that's something you, like, just something you want to keep in mind, you know? Like, there's always layers to learn when it comes to playing the game. Let's keep going. Let's see your second one. This one, let me see if I'm recording because I am recording. Perfect. Oh my god. Is this the second one? There it is. Okay. Copy the first one again. There we go. Oh, they're both Museum of Contemplation. Okay. Okay, yeah, I got confused for a second there. Alright. So this one you said, if you don't have benefit for playing it's the same map, I play Ultron the entirety of defense. Well, still a couple of swaps, but we just talked about it, so. I like 5 this turn? Yeah, it's fine. Even I do it sometimes. Sometimes I just can't find like the girl that I want in a match, and it takes some time. But at the same time, like the match statistic window doesn't show like actual stats, you know? Like it said you played Cloak and Dagger, but you literally swapped her at the last second of the match. So it isn't completely indicative of actual playtime until you like go deeper into it. So you're F3? So your team is a poke team with triple support and 1 tank. Strange is one of the tanks who you always just have to leave the drone on. You always have to. There are some tanks who can probably get away with not having the drone all the time, like Mag, for example, like Emma, because you know Penny to a degree. To a degree, if she's going up against poke, then keep it on her. You know Groot for a little bit. Like there are some tanks who can get away with like not having the drone, but then there's some where if you take the drone off of them, they're dead. You know, there's Hulk, there's Doctor Strange. Like Doctor Strange, once his shield breaks, he needs to get like fucked off to survive. He has no mitigation at that point. He literally has 0 mitigation. You know? Strange and Punisher. Okay, let's get into it. Yeah, you have triple support. So when you have triple support, there's some leniency to where your drones can be.
The extra dimensional parasite that I ripped from my brother's soul.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your drones on your left and right bumpers. I love that. I love that.
The collector's contract expired.
Okay, so the thing is with Punisher, in this situation, I mean, you know how the turret works. You can hit him or you can hit the turret, but if you're not hitting him from behind, he's gonna not get hurt. So
So I'm free.
oh damn. Okay. Let's see. So you have it on the Punisher and you have it on the Doctor Strange, but you're all the way behind and there's nobody behind you. That means that nobody is gonna see you and be able to heal you. If you get shot at from somebody from the other side, like let's say Psylocke. Or if Squirrel Girl's like Acorns get past your tank's shield, whatever. Nobody's gonna be able to see you and heal you. Everybody else is gonna have to turn around. And if they turn around, they're gonna be susceptible to getting shot at too. It's just gonna snowball into, you know, danger. So you always wanna, you never wanna be the person behind unless they have a drone. Right? Because it's redundant to have 2 drones here. It's redundant. Leave it on the Strange, and it is weird to position, but there's always a safe spot for you. There's always a couple safe spots for you. You could play, you know, through here. You can have this angle, and then if you want, you could just rotate out here if you get in trouble. Same thing up here. Up here, you want to be a little bit careful because, like, once you open up that bridge area, there's more space for the enemy team to shoot you. But at the same time, there's always somewhere you can rotate out of. Okay? And you always have up here. This is always one of the best. Pop in, shoot, pop out. I know technically in my video I said that using the right side as cover is not good. So you can always use here as well. And here the only problem is that you don't have much, but you'll always have access to this. So it's a little bit of a trade-off, but if for whatever reason you don't have cover and you're in the air, you should always have somebody beneath you or in front of you, or behind you, I should say, not in front of you, but somebody behind you. So Invis should be like behind you, and you should have a drone on her. That way, if you get shot at, you go down. She's your meat shield. She could shield herself. You get healed. You get healed from your drone. She heals you. Win-win. Everybody wins. You know what I mean? Right now, your drone is up there. There's literally, if you look at the radius, right, it stops about here. Hard to see in this map's carpet floor because it's the same color, but it stops right here. This is as far as it goes. This other wall, I anticipate, is Groot's iron. Yep, Groot's iron wall, right? And so, literally, 1, 2, 3, potentially 4, if Punisher moves up, are not getting healed by your drone. And the more people that are getting healed by your drone, the faster you're getting your ultimate. Like, Ultron is a ult merchant. But you should, like, as soon as, like, one person dies on your team, it's around the time when you get your ultimate. Let's see where you are at right now. 28, who has the high? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Deadpool. Deadpool's always gonna be. Deadpool is the fastest ult generator in the game. Yep, good job shooting the utility. That's great.
Glad someone brought that.
I really don't know what to say about that. That's nothing you could have prevented, honestly. I always say, when you're about to ult, regardless of any hero it is, use ult behind cover. If you can help it, ult behind cover. Why? Because every single person in the game can get stunned out of their ultimate. Every single person in the game. There's not a single person in the game who can't get stunned out of their ultimate. Every single person can get stunned out of their ultimate. Or you could die as soon as you ult. Case in point. Your Punisher is playing hella frisky. Pick one target. Pick one target. Always pick one target as Ultron and try to, you know, burst them down as much as you can. Right? You don't want to... If you... Okay. I explained this a couple times, but I don't mind reiterating every time. With Ultron, there's two types of shooting that you could do. Shoot to kill or shoot to charge ult. Right now, you can shoot to kill the rogue. Or you can shoot to charge your ult with the Groot. Now, when you're already at 96, so you don't need to shoot to charge your ult. So you could probably shoot to kill the rogue, which is what you should be doing, to be honest. Always dash. Always dash. Okay, let me rephrase this. If you're gonna ult behind cover, so you're protected, or dash when you're going to ult. You have extra shield and the movement speed. Otherwise, you're gonna be in big trouble. And that's what I mean when I say, like, stick with one target. You don't want to spread out Ultron's damage because it's just not gonna kill. The kill potential comes on the 4th burst. Kill potential comes on the 4th, like towards the end of the 3rd burst and the 4th burst. That's the sweet spot. Once you get to the 4th burst and somebody's still alive, the fifth is either gonna, you know, get the kill or they survived. That's how it works with Ultron. If we look at let's look at the beginning of your ultimate. Look at this. Extermination. Your ult still hasn't hit somebody. If you're a Luna though, guess what? That Doctor Strange would be right at 100. He'd be back to 100%. You're a Mantis? 100%. You know? That's so much time that you are vulnerable. But overall, you're doing well. You're doing really well. Shoot it. Well done. You have the buff, yes. Yes, get rid of that. Perfect. Great gameplay. Love the animation. Uh-oh, there's somebody behind you. Your team, stick to a drone that can heal you. I know console, it's just... Yeah, he thrives in poke comps. but he also thrives in full dive comps. Yeah, I could tell. I could tell there was like a really long time that like you were just shooting at her. Realized you were probably picking her. Ultron thrives in like hyper aggressive comps or poke comps. Either flying poke comps, so like Torch and Storm, or even Iron Man. Yeah, pretty much. It's either he thrives in flying comps, full aggressive dive comps, and poke comps. Like, but the thing is, you can't have half and half with Ultron. Because remember when I said earlier, you can't be dividing your playstyle. You can't be playing back while your team is playing forward. You have to play with them. Always play with them. Watch out for the wall. If I was the... No, I think Invis did it. Ooh. Perfect. That is the perfect assignment of drones.
Anyone willing to help? Dinner time, love!
Well done. Well done. That was great. That was great. Me personally, I would have ulted the Groot, and then I would have told the Invis to save for the Psylocke. Yeah, I know, because you've been looking at it the whole time. Dude, you're on fire this game.
Glad someone brought protection.
0 deaths, by the way. You haven't died yet. Be careful. I'm not trying to jinx you. Be careful. Be careful.
Feeling fantastic.
Yeah, okay. So I know first of all you're on console. I know it's already going to be a little bit difficult to aim. So there's that. But on top of that, compared to ground-based heroes who just go left to right, you also have to go up and down, you know, Z-axis, Y-axis, and X-axis. So your aim is fucked up even more when you're trying to shoot at somebody. I totally get it. I totally get it. It's something that you're just going to have to, you know, put more time into and whether it's working on your sensitivity or, you know, working on a drone. Boost him.
Only 60 seconds left.
He was ulting. It's more preferable for you to give him the drone and damage boost. And I said this before in my last VOD review, the stream, not the video. You want to give, if you're gonna be giving the damage boost, you want to give it to people who have like channeling ults, not one and done ults. So if Phoenix is ulting, if Iron Man is ulting, if you know Scarlet Witch is ulting, you don't want to. Well, Scarlet Witch you can actually give it to because she's still like physically in the match. She is the ult. But for example, like Iron Man, it's gone. You know, Phoenix, it's gone. You know, Mag, you also want to give him the drone. But ults, preferably ults like Magic, ults like Punisher, ults like Star-Lord. Those are the ults that you want to give the drone to because they're going to take the full advantage of it. They're going to get the speed boost, they're going to get the damage boost, they're going to get the shield. That goes a long way for them. You know, like compared to like Squirrel Girl, for example. The ult is not part of her, so the damage boost isn't going to the ult. And really, ooh! Huge! Yes! They're triple support now? Yeah, when they're triple support.
Anyone willing to help? Down to 30 seconds.
Good drones, good drones.
Disappear! Feeling fantastic.
Oh, nice block from Doctor Strange. Oh my god, did he get... He got 4 people. 3 people.
Dinner time! 10 seconds!
No, the Elsa bricked. Well, that's a little risky. That's a little risky. Okay, okay. If you were gonna do this, yeah, it's pretty big. I would say, remember how I told you that tip with Iron Man? How there's travel time and there's time in between each shot? So you shoot, dush, 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 pause. You shoot, dush, 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 dush. So not only is there the pause between the shots, but there's also the travel time between the shots. So that gives a lot of in-between moments for the healers to heal. And the best way to circumvent that time of healing is to deny them that time of healing is to be closer, to shorten that window of like time. So to do that is to dash right in there. Gotta go bold. Gotta do it. Push comes to shove, you could dash right out because you used, you have the movement speed, and you could heal your teammates. I would have moved closer. And I probably would have been able to take out the Squirrel Girl. Like if I just honed in on the Squirrel Girl or the Psylocke or any of the healers who are at the far back. That's what you want to do. You want to pick somebody who the team is going to have to break their back to get to. And then kill them.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
I mean, it was like Jeff did a great eat. And to be honest with you, he could have killed your team if he knew the map. If he knew the map, he would have been able to kill your team. Why? Because going all the way back here, there's nothing there. But there is right here. He swallowed the whole team right here, right? He could have gone right here. Could have jumped off the map right there. Or at least spit off a couple of people out there. I think he also... No. Yeah, I think... Yeah, he could have gone... That's the only place he could have gone. It's too far away to go back to his spawn. Map knowledge, my friend. It's map knowledge. You have to know the map you're playing in. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look. It's a considerable amount of time. I think. Ting ting ting. So. Yeah, he goes all the way over there. Here's your team. Boom. Let's see from his perspective. Let's see. What is he? This is what it means to like really know your character. 6 seconds. He could have made it. Dun dun 1, dun 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 dun. Dun dun 4, dun 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 5, dun 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 6. He could have killed a couple of people. Who did he have? Oh, he could have killed the Punisher. Yeah, Deadpool probably could have double jumped. Invis could double jump, but he could have killed some people. You did good. You did good. That's the only advice I would have to give you with your ultimate. If you're gonna use your ultimate and you're not gonna get much mileage out of it defensively, fuck it and just go offense. Yeah, exactly.
Shields up!
Glad we're on the same side this time, Elsa.
The current score is 0.
Especially when you level up and you get higher into your ranks, you'll realize, oh my god, I'm getting my ultimate so quick. Right? Because in terms of supports, who gets their ultimate fastest, I would say, you know what? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the numbers. I know Deadpool is obviously number 1. All it takes is like 4 bounces on anybody who has like -3 HP. And he gets it, but let's see. Adam Warlock. Karmic Revival. Energy cost 4,500. That seems to be that's the biggest one so far. Cloak Dagger. Theirs is 4,500, so it's the same. The Cloak and Dagger can get it easier because when like I told you, healing gets you your ult the fastest. Adam Warlock doesn't heal all that much. Deadpool, it's super quick. Gambit, I know, is also super quick. At 4,500 as well. He has the cards, the boost cards. This is 4,500. Jeff is 4,500. 4,300. Look faster. Luna, Fatal both work. 5,000. Interesting. Yeah, they did nerf for a couple. They did nerf for quite a bit. So that's definitely power crap. Mantis is at 4,300. So Mantis are number 2. Actually, yeah, Mantis Loki are number 2. Deadpool is number 1. Everybody else is number 3. Rocket. I know Rocket is one of the fastest. This is alt. What's energy cost? 4,300. 1,000. And it used to be even less than that. Even less than that. I think they nerfed this ultimate generation twice. And when they nerf somebody's healing, by the way, they're also in turn healing somebody's nerfing somebody's ultimate. FYI. So even if, like, obviously there's the direct nerf to ultimate generation, you know, we've increased the cost of this person's ultimate, nerfed, right? But then there's also, we decreased their healing and we decreased their damage. That's a nerf to ultimate generation too. And vice versa, we buffed their damage, that's a buff to ult generation. I'm gonna tell you a little tip. And this is what makes Ultron really strong when it comes to preventing damage. Okay? And I say this all the time. I say it in my guide. I say it in my VOD reviews. You want to prevent damage. Why you're not good at healing critically, but you're good at healing like proactively. Bonus health does not generate as much ultimate as regular health. So by giving shields as soon as possible, before the enemy could chip away at actual HP, you're denying them ultimate generation too. Layers and layers and layers on top of the game, man. Layers.
2-0. Time to switch
Yes,
things
it's
up.
actually it's a thing.
You're on.
Bonus health.
The top-notch team to win this one.
I'm pretty sure it's also even in the tutorial. Bonus health does not generate as much ultimate as regular health. So when a lot of people said, "Oh, Mr. Fantastic got buffed," I wasn't sure about it. When his inflated mode got the extra, like the larger health pool, I wasn't sure about it because it's gonna make fighting heroes like Wolverine even harder. Now he's also generating
Didn't
ultimate,
ask to be
whereas
heroes,
before he wasn't.
But we always answer the call.
You swapped to, okay, because I remember you played 3 other characters. You played
30 seconds
Jeff, you
before
played
you
Mag,
attack.
and you played
Get
Scarlet
ready.
Witch.
So you can make anything invisible? Like,
Even my power has its limits. But for all intents and purposes, yes.
Cool. So if I happen to go into battle without pants, I can just blame you then, right?
Give it a try, and everyone here will find out.
Let's
The battle
open the
starts
doors.
in
We don't have to watch all that.
3, 2, 1.
I like this. I like this. I like this positioning.
Sorcerer Supreme.
Uh-oh. Somebody's in trouble. I'm pretty sure. Map thing. Here. I'm thinking of a different spot. That's the closest health pack that you have. When it gets sticky like that, you gotta get out of there.
You do you, Namor. Castle Winter.
Invisible?
So Scarlet Witch isn't like the best at flanking. I know you probably realized this. You're just more at, you're good at really giving pressure. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Just attack the enemy. And you don't want to just throw the stun. You don't want to just throw it. You want to throw it with purpose. If you're fighting somebody one-on-one and they haven't used abilities that you know can like actually hurt you, like let's say for example you're fighting an Elsa and she hasn't done her dash bullshit yet. Throw it at her. So now if you're gonna fight Groot, for example, and he could put up a wall to save himself, you won't have your stun to stop him from making that wall. He could just put a barrier and then keep going away. Or with Namor. If you're fighting a Namor and you don't have your stun, he's gonna go into his bubble and he's gonna be just fine. If you did have your stun, you'd be able to stop him from going into bubble. You prolong the fight to your advantage. I'd say where your team is at right now, you have enough bandwidth to actually just start shooting here. Your Elsa is already doing it, so do it with her. When it comes to and this is what I you know, sometimes every now and then I have to remind myself, when you play low damage heroes like Mr. Fantastic, like Scarlet Witch, you want to shoot at whoever your teammates are shooting at. So if your Elsa is diving and then she starts shooting the Psylocke, the Invis, the Jeff, whatever, you want to also shoot those people too. You want to pick the same targets. It's the same thing. So if I'm playing Mr. Fantastic and I have a Venom with me, I have a Thing with me, I'm going to attack the person that they're attacking. We're just stacking our damage on the person, you know? It's just DPS 101. You really don't have to do it. You don't have to do this. That's Punisher's job. That's Punisher's job. Also, when you are using your burst, you want to use it purposefully. You don't want to just throw it out there. It's kind of like Gambit's cards. You don't want to just use the cards willy-nilly, no? Because then when you actually need them, you don't have them. Granted, she gets them a lot faster today than she used to before, so there's a little bit more forgiveness in just throwing them out there, but that's just how Groot ult is, you know?
I won't make the same mistake.
These instance later. You want to have like a, I mean, if DPS isn't working, you probably realize this, but yeah, just go tank. It's a solo Groot. If you have 2 tanks, you could bully him. You're close to your ultimate though, so don't switch. Don't be indecisive. Stick to a path. That damage could have been going to a player. You don't have that much range. You don't have that much range. Scarlet Witch. It would have been more advantageous for you to go this way, where Scarlet Witch is, or where the Psylocke is, and just like completely distract them from behind. That would have been more preferable for you.
Enemy in front of us.
Oh, she kills you, huh? Honestly, the way you were playing, if you were doing it as a Psylocke, it probably would have been better.
My work here is not done.
Or any poke hero. See, like, what did that stun achieve for you or your team?
I unleash the Vishanti's power.
Fuck, I guess that answered that. Damn, Strange. If you're ever playing Strange and you're going up against that ult, don't block up, block your feet. Got somebody.
Only 60 seconds.
Or no, Punisher, I don't know. I'm not sure triple support is also going to help you guys move through. What you guys need is damage.
Enemy in front of us.
Thanks for the last laugh.
I'm looking at this team comp, and what you guys need is damage more than you need healing. Because if I had to explain why, it's because your team, I know your team isn't getting kills, more so than they aren't getting healed. Like, you had 2 healers, you're getting healed just fine. Your team just wasn't getting any kills.
This is real.
So either more damage or more Vanguard pressure. And the car barely moved. How are you guys struggling? all you need is one team win, team wipe, team fight to win.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Also, I want to show you something.
Seconds.
This is real.
So, oh, it just gave you fucking 11%? What the hell? It gave you almost a full 10%.
The final 10 seconds.
I'll patch you up.
Anyone willing to help?
I'll say this though, if you're above 70 and you swap, you will lose ult charge. They only got teammates. That's good. That's a bless. Oh yes, keep going. Move forward. Move forward. Move forward. Bubble the Thor. Play aggressive. Play aggressive. Attack them. Attack them. Go up to them and just bully them. Look at how much HP you have. 568. What is Jeff and Invis gonna do to you? Bully them. Okay, but save your ult. I would say save your ult for Invis, but she doesn't have it. So. Woo! Let's go. Your team just locked in on the last second. Yes, break that, yeah, break that. Kill the, yep. You got it.
Final score.
The range on Mag is tricky, but it's a lot more than you think. Okay? I believe I still have the hero page up. I believe I still have the page up. Mag. It's a lot more deceptive than you think. So his Iron Volley has a range of 25. That's far. That's far. 25, that's far. I think, obviously, the difference between Ultron in your first game and last game was huge, like, enormous. But there's a lot of room for you to improve when you're playing as Ultron. I'll show you how far 25. A lot.
The age of carbon is over. The age of silicon has
Look at that.
just begun.
That's there. That's from there.
We will soon be under attack.
That's a lot of range. That's a lot of range. And I'm assuming, like, from how the fight was, the enemy team was right there. About from between 10 to 15. That's where you were fighting on. And a little bit closer. Like, around there. So, that's just something you want to keep in mind. So overall, when it comes to Ultron specifically, I'm collecting my thoughts so that I can give like a more conclusive answer. You have to play with the mindset of I'm here to prevent damage, not I'm here to heal damage. Because a lot of the times for Ultron, when healing is like needed, when it's critical, there's not much that you can do. When you give shields, that's 50. I'm sorry, but if your team is going up against a Bucky, you know, an Iron Fist, what is 50 HP? Do you know how much damage Bucky deals with a bullet? A single bullet does 75 projectile, 65 AoE. The next shot is gonna kill the teammate. You know what I mean? Let's say it's Phoenix, a spark, boom, 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 you're dead. Punisher, boom, 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 like just consistent fire, you're dead. Hella, shook, shook. Okay, she has to do one more, shook, dead. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. So with Ultron, you want to prevent damage. And how do I prevent damage? You have to give the drone to people who you know beforehand are going to take damage or are playing a playstyle that is going to take damage. Let me break that down. A, you know your tanks are going to take damage at all times of the game. At all times of the game, you know your tanks are going to take damage. It doesn't matter what kind of tank they are. You could literally be a Penny who hides in a corner, and she will literally still take more damage than everybody on the team. Okay? Another person who takes a lot of damage are dive melee heroes. They have to literally be in the enemy's face to deal damage. Black Panther in the enemy's face. Iron Fist in the enemy's face. Daredevil in the enemy's face. And when you're that close to the enemy, well, they're gonna take damage. So that's another person. And last but not least, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Huge. Huge. I got on the notification. Thank you so much. No worries. And the third person who is going to take damage are your supports. Your supports. Why? Because if you want to win a team fight, who is enemy number one? It's the supports. If you want to win a team fight, you have to kill the supports. Or you have to kill somebody who's out of position. Somebody who's flanking and didn't get healed, you know? Somebody who misplayed and you hooked them out of position, like Bucky, for example. You know what I mean? Something like that. Or Thor, where he does like that super back-breaking spin and he pulls somebody in. Or Emma, who grabs somebody in and then kicks them into their team. Things like that, right? Those are people who die first. And so when you're playing as Ultron, you have to figure out in your team comp who is going to take the most amount of damage or who's going to be priority to take damage. Oh, my team is playing poke heroes. I have a Punisher, I have a Phoenix, and I'm the only other support. Or we're triple support. Doesn't really matter, honestly. Okay, if that's the case, well, my poke heroes aren't always going to be taking damage all the time. They're going to be in the back and they're going to be shooting. So my tanks are going to be up front and they're going to be taking damage. So I'm going to give them the drone. And either I'm going to give my drone to another support if I'm tanking, or I'm going to give it to the other tank. Right? Because you could have a Doctor Strange and you could have a Venom. Venom can survive in the backline for quite a bit of time, but I mean, you could also heal him. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't hurt to heal him. Your drone has 30 meters of range. I believe they buffed it to 35. It was in one of the 0.5. $35, yes. The maximum vision now is 35. So that's a lot, yeah. That's huge, especially on open maps, like Asgard, for example, or any of the domination maps where you have like a lot of sightlines or a lot of open space to see your tanks. That's huge. That's enormous, right? Not to mention, and then, okay, so let's say you're solo tanking and you have one on the tank and you have one on the supports. the enemy team has like a Magic, for example, or a BP. You know the BP is gonna go for the Luna, the Mantis, the Jeff, the Rocket, right? It is what it is. So you have to stay near them. So I would say that's the biggest one that I learned from watching your gameplay today. Who you're giving the drone to. There was a lot of times in the first game you had drone on one person for a long time and then have another time. In the second game though, that improved. But you could have prioritized your drone placements a little bit better. So for example, that time you were behind the invis, you could have given her the drone and you would have had healing. In case she doesn't see you. I'm doing great, Zoe. How are you? Welcome to the stream. That's another one, right? You have to take care of yourself too. Ultron doesn't heal himself. You have to take care of yourself. You have to know where the health packs are. You have to position yourself in front of your other supports, and you have to position yourself near drones in case your supports are like out of the picture for whatever reason, right? Another thing, if you're playing with supports if you're playing with DPS heroes who are melee and they're not poked, so they're not behind, right? Give them the drone when they use their ultimates. You could damage boost them, so you can give them movement speed, so you can, you know what I mean? Give them the shield. Last but not least, when you're using your ultimate, always like try to do it behind cover. I probably could have done that a little bit better, but I'll show you the difference here. Show you the difference here. So let's say you're ulting right here. You're fighting, zoom, 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 and you ult right here like this. You could get shot out of the sky. You get shot out of the sky. You have 250 HP and you heal 50 HP per second. That's negligible for poke heroes. If Punisher's shooting at you, that's literally negligible. That's one extra bullet. So how do you circumvent that? Well, you're shooting, zoom, 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 extermination. How you're protected in the beginning? Do I need an artist? If you can show me your past work, I might hit you up. But I don't really have the funds to commission anything. Another thing you could do is you could dash. I'm getting shot at. Now I can move. Now I have more range of movement. Right? That extra health goes a long way because it's 65, right? This is 50. Oh, that's 65 for you. Wait, hold on. Remember, this is 250. Okay, so this is 50 and the drone is 65. Okay, I always get it turned around. This is an extra 50 for you. That could save your life. I know for healing, it's negligible, but for preventing, it's. So if you're doing this to prevent yourself from dying, 300 is a break point that a lot of DPS heroes cannot kill from. 250, 275, those are the two break points for DPS to get really fast kills. But 300, if you're at 300, a lot of DPS cannot burst kill you. So it saves you. It can save you. Same thing for here. If you can do it through here, it's faster. Because this drone thing is a cancel. It's a much better cancel than, you know, the melee. So for example, if I do this, I reload. Oh. Do this. Reload. That's fast, right? But watch this. Oh, damn it. See how fast that was? You can shoot again. But it's so, like, you don't want to waste the shield for a reload cancel. So it's like, it's always preferable to do. So I talked about your drone positioning and whatnot. I talked about your ultimate usage. Other than that, you just got to put more time in the hero. Put more time in the hero. Learn the maps. Your positioning on the maps, where you can take advantage of. If you're going to use cover, you want to try to not use cover like this, because cover like this will put you in like it'll be more disadvantageous. right? Because you won't be able to shoot compared to this kind of cover. This kind of cover, let's say, obviously from this reticle you can't shoot the drone, but all it takes is this and you're still protected. Whereas with this, you have to go all the way out and then shoot and all the way back in. It's not preferable. It's still cover, which is still better than being out in the naked and shooting. But you're gonna use cover, try and use it from this direction than from this direction. Shooting with your right hand. If you're playing somebody like Mantis, for example, it doesn't really matter because you could use your other hand. See how she uses her other hand? Anyways, I've rambled on for too long. I feel like I've given you everything you need. If you ever want to watch it back, the VOD is here for you. You can always ask me questions in the Discord. You know what I mean? I'm accessible. But yeah, thank you so much. I've been live for almost 2 hours. I'm gonna stretch it out to for the 2-hour limit. But if this is like getting late though, so if you gotta go, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the coming. Thank you so much for the sub. Oh, I appreciate it. And I'm glad that you were looking forward to this. For somebody to anticipate an upload, a stream, whatever, I love it. Thank you. Thank you. That's fine. Stream, right? It is what it is. This is not your 9 to 5. You don't have to worry about it. If you're on YouTube, you could rewind. Me personally, I prefer watching live streams on YouTube, but wherever you could catch me. I multi-stream. No, I'm not on Kick though. I'll probably never be on that platform. The cool skin. Twitter skin though. I love this. You're gonna play Daredevil. You want. No, there's no time. Alright folks, I'm gonna close it out here. I know it's a bit of a shorter stream than normal. It's also like super. See you guys later.